B5. I guess I do that after the fact. I'd like to put a different thumbnail on, but I think I usually do this sort of a slightly different way. I have decided to multi-stream today in case anyone can hear on Twitch. Me talking about this might sound a little bit weird because it's been a while since we've done that. Yeah, I think I have to change it after the fact. Otherwise, I have to set it up as the primary stream on my software, I think. That's what's going on there. Those are my references for that. Just going to come back over here now. Then I need to pop up chats. I'm a little bit. There's something not loading properly. In my chat, but it's not clear where it is. Let's have a look at this. Here are some potential solutions that use a hard refresh. Okay. Nope, that didn't work. Here's browse cache and cookies. extensions that may be conflicting with Twitch's features. Does that mean PTTV? Let's just check. See if I go to mod view. What have we got here? Okay, so mod view is normal. Normal chat is loading normally, and yeah, mod chat is loading normally. So isn't that weird? I'll pop this out. Okay, I got mod version. That'll do me for the day. And then now I wonder, can I close this? I'll go back to... Yes, that works. I shall have to do a browser cache thing. Now I also have to do this and this quickly. And I've got to also go to here for these up front. Get in there, you bastard. Right, that's done. Going to wash my hands, covered in light green acrylic ink from cleaning out a bottle earlier. That's cool. Hey, nice one, Borninator. Let's get that right in. It's your first. Oh, okay. These pens are definitely not permanent on that surface. I will have to transfer that onto an absorbent piece of paper or use a different pen or something. Where's my phone? done. How you doing, Cornelia? Hope you're good, dude. Let me know what you think of the brushes. Oh, I haven't been able to order them myself, dude. Like I, like I want. I said like I'd like to do that. I didn't say I was going to do that. I'm sorry if that's come across the wrong way to you, but I can't afford myself to really be buying brushes right now. I've got to think about like I've got brushes. I got the brushes I need to get on with, and I got to think about where I may be living or not in the next like God knows how quickly that could happen. So I've got to prioritize saving up for moving house and stuff. So until I absolutely need more brushes, I'm not going to be buying them. I'd like to, like I said, I'd like to test them out, and it's on the cards. I definitely will buy some at some point. But yeah, I can't yet. So yeah, sorry. Nice one. Thanks for understanding, man. I might be a few seconds late. Just. Yeah, give us like 10 seconds more.
What?
Actually, what I haven't gotten around to doing with that is actually like emailing them or calling them. I wanted to. I should actually have that down as a task, really, because otherwise that'll just get forgotten. Well, I don't know if it would actually. They're going to be sort of like part of a group of different companies. I'll probably end up like trying to make more regular contact with, I suppose, quite possibly. Right. That's all that stuff I need. Cool. I need to probably put these through the wash now. Or I'll probably ruin them. I'll probably ruin them. Just like a thought about moving house again is the idea that like I could actually have some overalls hung up or something Yeah, overalls, man. I think I'm all about those overalls. Oh, I'm looking forward to filming that video tomorrow. Yeah. This is the catalogue I've had from 2018. I made an order directly with Rosemary & Co. I don't know if they've got the ones I was looking at. Which numbers did I say to you I was looking at? Let's have a look at my messages to you. What the hell? How have I messaged that many people since we were last speaking? That's insane. So I was interested in 33s and 8s. I'm not sure if they'll be in here because I think they may be a newer shape that they've added. You use 33s. 33 and 8, yeah. So Mark, I was looking at the 33s and thinking they look a little bit closer to like the shape of an artist opus. S series, the 33s, was what I was thinking. Hasn't changed much since. Did you get the nets up? Yeah, we got the nets up. Yeah. And they worked really well because I had the lights on till like reasonably late last night and there were definitely insects. I saw a few we fly into it. I actually think it's sort of better than having the white nets because it seemed as though like after they got stuck in the nets, they actually would get themselves out of the nets and fuck off away from them. Whereas like when I had the white nets, it was like they couldn't, it's like they just got trapped. But like, yeah, nothing got trapped in them. Like they just were like, nah, actually, I'm not going to stay here. I'm going to leave. So that was, it was really really good. So we got 33s here and the 8s. I think a 33 is a closer match. Maybe even the 8s. Like I want to try the 8s and the 33s. But the thing is like I'm looking at this, the 22s. These are the 22s. And I don't like, they may come like that, but they don't last long like that. I'm sure I've got some 22s hanging about. Like they would be, might have a 22 in here, or where else would they be? No, well, so that's, I'm wondering where mine are. Like, I'm just literally going to have a quick gander to see if I've got any RN codes still in here. There's one. Yeah, Series 22. There's the Series 22, the Series 22 designer is what I'm getting a little bit like caught up on for a moment here. It's also the other thing is this is going back when I used to use like 2s or smaller. That's the other thing, right? Oh yeah, Rosemary & Co made the Griffcon brushes. Didn't last long either. I hate to say it. Didn't last long. That Griffcon brush lasted me like a model whilst I was there. Mind you, I'm very used to my own painting environment. I think I do a crap job if I don't have all my stuff around me. So there's only 2. The Griffcon one, which didn't last. Oh, I'm putting these the wrong way in. Had a 0.22 for a bit. Only 1 stray hair is out of place. Yeah. I mean, you should maybe be able to, like, get a single hair realigned. Just to sort of, if you kind of draw the brush backwards in the right direction and like kind of twirl it a little bit, or like sometimes just literally like just pushing it up with your finger will reset it into place. But I think from having looked in there, what that means is most of my Rosemary & Co brushes have been fully resigned to the graveyard. Because I definitely had like a good set of 3 or 4 of them, but anyway, at some point I will do a test, I reckon. Try and get some sent out to me, you know? But I think we're still not quite big enough for things like that to happen in some cases. Probably in most cases. Yeah, I don't know. I only had a 2 in there and then the 2 from Griffcon. Neither of them... Or is this 2? What is this? So 1. Not bad, is it? I mean, like, it's definitely... You could do... I could do plenty of painting with this brush still. That's why it's in, like, the nice container. Stray hair is out of place, yeah. Should reset that. Should be able to reset that. I mean, like, I have that. Sometimes that'll happen even early on with a brush, but I can you just go like that on it and it'll just go back in. It's alright, and then it's alright for until it decides eventually to do it again, which usually isn't very often. Like, it'll usually just end up staying there. I think it's even happened to this, where I had a single brush hair go like that, and just went whoop, and it sorted it right out. Hey, Nurgle Matt, welcome in. Oi, I'm just gonna headbutt that light. Actually, this goes in a nice container. But no, that's interesting that Mark uses the 33s. I'd love to just call them now, almost, you know? I'd almost love to just call them now. And just, but it's not the way to do it. But yeah, those are the ones that they're all on the same page, interestingly enough, as well, right? All of those. The 22, the 8, and the 33 are all... I think Mark's picking the right one there. And not only that, but actually the prices. Look at this. Look at this. So, I mean, these will be different prices now because these were all old prices from 2018, but they probably haven't gone up too much, right? But like with the Series 22, your size 3 is £8.65, but your size 3 in Series 33 is £5.45. Personally, I would go at the very smallest. I'd go 0, I guess, yeah. But I'd maybe go 2 and 4 personally. I think you'll get more out of. I think, like, personally, having recently gone to a 4 in Artis Opus, like, I just prefer a bigger brush. It's just better. I just think bigger brush is better. Hate to say it, but if I don't know, like, there's no less control when the tip is good. And having like more belly of water kind of in a way gives you more control because you can kind of moderate a bit easier how much moisture is in your brush. Whereas when it's like a very small brush, it's sort of either wet, damp, or dry, and nothing in between. Whereas like a 4, you can kind of like make it sort of slightly somewhere between wet and damp, or you can have it somewhere between damp and dry, and like you get different flow properties out of it as a result, which like I think is highly advantageous. But awesome. Thanks, Martin. Yeah, so they've gone up £1.50, just a bit less than £1.50, maybe. Yeah, that's fucking phenomenal, really, isn't it? Like they're doing good prices. They are still doing really good prices. Like it's hard not to go with them in a way. Do you know what? I might literally call them now. I might literally call them now. How's it going? How's it going, Mini Marvels? Let's see. No. It's just the reason I hate to say it is because like it goes against what Mark is saying, which is I think the common position a lot of the time. Like, but I find that with like the top painters, it's not. I'm pretty sure. Like you'll see the top painters using like above 2s a lot. Yeah, I think I should. Yeah. Give me a second. All right, I'll be right back. Ciao. Hiya. My name's hiya. Can you hear me? All right. Great. Okay. My name's I'm calling. I paint miniatures and I stream on the internet. I make videos. So I'm a content creator, I guess, at this stage, and I've I've sort of ended up falling on to Artis Opus brushes over the last couple of years, to be honest. And but a lot of my chat room currently is talking a lot. We've been talking a lot about Rosemary and Co because I used to use your brushes, but I was using the 22s, but I've been looking at the shapes of your brushes, and I'm sort of thinking that the 8s or the 33s might actually be really interesting to me, in terms of like what I'm used to and the shape I like in terms of how I work. Um, Say again. Yeah, a bit more so even maybe than the 22s. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I think I did like it's amazing. It's great that you've got the ferrule and brush and bristle length measurements on the website, because it sort of made it a little bit easier to sort of gauge. Um, and to be honest, I was actually hoping I might be able to get an interview with like whoever runs the company. Is it Rosemary? I'm guessing like I'd really like to, if it's something that she would be up for doing. I'd love to do an interview, like maybe a video interview of her and make it into a video. But I don't want to have any gotchas. I do have a couple of questions that I maybe should email forward and see what she thinks as well. So an email to send that through to would be, yeah. Give us some inquiries. Yeah. Okay, not the ampersand. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's all right. No problem. Yeah, that's grand. Thank you. I'm being passed through to someone who can talk to me more about the brushes. So, and I mean, you heard half of that, right? I no, I muted myself to give my name though, didn't I? But if that's all right, you know, you get to hear half the conversation, don't you? Full transparency here, guys, you know? Right, I'll be right back. Okay, I meant to mute my phone for that little bit there. I have now, but I don't think I actually did. But I don't know anyway. Anyway, I'm not recording them. It's fine. It's fine. You guys can't hear them, right? I'm pretty sure you can't. Okay, I'm certain you can't. It's fine. Hi, Fern. Yeah. Hmm. Right. Yeah. I'm. Well, see, yeah, I know they're very. I was literally actually just talking to my chat about this as well. I prefer to use a slightly larger brush. I'm sort of more of a 3 or a 4. As long as as long as the point is good, I'll do, you know, my best. Like I work with 3s and 4s just as easily, if not easier. Just the way I load and the moisture levels I sort of tend to have. So yeah. Oh, do you know what? I think that also popped up the 323. Let's see if that is. Let me see if I've got that in here. Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure if the 3 2. How long have you been doing the 323? I've got an old 2018 catalog, which would have been when I last ordered from you. um. Oh, it is actually. I've just found it. Yeah, I see the one. Yeah, it's. Is that the? Yeah, no, they're a little bit short and stout for me, I think. But I could definitely see for like they look a lot like the M series of Artis Opus. They do from the 000 up to like the ones. They look a lot like the because one of the things I'm interested in is sort of like basically potentially, hopefully, is just moving back to yourselves using. I've sort of. I'm really interested in the history of like Artis Opus and with yourselves. Like, I'm sure that there's some history there, and if there isn't, then or maybe you make the people seem to think that you make their brushes for them. I suspect that they came and were trained by yourselves or something. But like that's part of what I want to ask Rosemary about. But yeah, it's yeah, yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, I thought that might be the case. Yeah, yeah, great. So like for me, a 4 is a 433 in terms of it is great. That's great that it's the exact, it's the real life size in the catalog. Do you know what? Now that you've said that, 100% Artis Opus are basically 33s. The Series S is basically a 33.
but like exactly. My size 4 is the exact shape and size, and it matches, like, just goes over that as a perfect silhouette. So there you go. I think that is my answer, at least on that one answer of like what would I buy to replace my Artis Opus from yourselves. Yeah. Yeah, I've never really been a fan of the sort of more conical, stouter ones. I sort of tend to find that the flow is a little bit too heavy on them, and you sort of have the pigment push out. But maybe that's just the way that I'm used to loading. Maybe like a larger 323 would be something of interest to me, because that's maybe, something that wouldn't happen so much with like a 2 or a 3. I've only ever used like a 0 or a 1 at the largest of something that shape and size. Is there any chance that I might be able to convince someone on, I don't know, the marketing team or something, or like, I don't know if you've got like a social media team to send like a couple of samples out to me? Okay. Okay, that's great. That's fab. All right. That's thanks a lot for your time. Really, really appreciate it. Yeah, I can do, yeah. And you, thanks. Jane, all right, great. Thanks. Thanks a lot. All right, we're now being passed to Jane. Well, I think Jane knows about the brushes. So we'll take this a little bit further. Hi Jane, my name. I run a little miniature painting channel and painting service under the name of TheMiniMadCat, and just was hoping to speak to you about the brushes that you do and that I'm interested in. I used to use Rosemary and Co. as a staple at one point, and I sort of moved over to Artis Opus, and now I'm quite keen to maybe move back over to you. But I have other questions of interest in regard to various things. So it'd be great to speak to you. And if you want to give me a call, my mobile number is. Okay, thanks. Bye. Okay, so I got the answering machine. I don't know why I went on a be right back. I could have just had that on like a I could have had that on you know, on the face cam, couldn't I? I just went mute. We need that number. Well, you see, I've muted myself for key important reasons, obviously, right? So I'm gonna send an email, but right. Free brushes, let's go. Well, I mean, I don't know. We'll make an inquiry, right? We will make an inquiry. But this is the 33s, right? And this is to size. These pictures are to size, okay? Oh, get off Blongle. This is a size 4 series S by Artis Opus. It's absolutely exact. Like I've never seen, and I've looked at other brush brands, and I've never seen like a perfect match before. So, and they're, I don't want to. They're half the price, guys. I want to know the story. So 323, no, 33s. As best as I can tell, your nearest match to Series S opuses. The 323s, I believe, are a match to many companies' M's, or Artis Opus at least. They call that series the M series, right? So this is a size 4 Series 33 by Rosemary and Co. This picture. This is my size 4 Artis Opus that I bought like a month or so ago, from Element Games, and like it is fucking pretty much it's pretty much exactly right. Like you really couldn't get it closer as a picture, really. Obviously this has had some wear and tear. It's slightly darker maybe than it was when I first got it, but and then maybe it's lost a hair or two, possibly. It has been worked horse like for half of the dragon and half of the giant, and it's done like half of the legs on this guy. So it's had a decent amount of work, right? It's not like brand new. My hands are horrible looking right now. I've got to go and clean them. No, I shouldn't isopropyl them, really. I think we've learned that that's not a good thing, haven't we? Yeah. So I am super interested in this subject. I'm super interested in like whether or not I'd like to uncover the rumors, basically. I suppose there's sort of a value to the rumors, maybe, in terms of the marketing. I don't know. For either company, like a little bit of mystique and a little bit of the unknown isn't a bad thing. In terms of marketing, I don't think it's not my style, but use nail varnish remover to clean your hands. It's safer than ISO. I don't believe that. Is ISO unsafe? I wouldn't call it unsafe, but people have alerted me to the fact that I shouldn't be. You certainly don't want to be breathing it in when, like, if it's, like you don't want to be breathing the vapors of it in. You don't want to be making a habit of getting it on your skin, I don't think. But ISO being flammable to me doesn't sort of indicate that it's something that you shouldn't touch. So's wood. So sort of, I don't know. From my understanding, it just absorbs it. I think it just evaporates off it, doesn't it? Most things are flammable to a degree, but I mean, like, it's that fast. It evaporates incredibly fast. Yeah. Using wood to clean your hands, I keep getting splinters. Hilarious. Yeah. Look. Let's just demonstrate, not on hands, how quickly isopropyl will dissipate. In that water there.
Should have sprayed my hands at the same time as an experiment. I feel like any second it's going to pretty much dry out very suddenly, but maybe I was wrong. It's taking quite a long time. You seen humans? Not once. No, I never have, no. Lighter fluid evaporates quicker than this. Right? Pretty sure. Wow, I'm actually surprised how much longer that stayed on there. I can see it reducing now. But I reckon you might be right, Porninator. I mean, like, also, I am warm compared to that palette. I'm warmer than that palette. But that's... I'm not sure how much of a differential in terms of my temperature and the temperature of the surface of that palette would actually really cause it to... I know it's very affected by heat, you know. But I thought that what we discussed most of all about ISO was the breathing in of it. I know you can't drink it. Unlike ethanol, alcohol. Everything is if you get it hot enough. Yeah. Really? I'm no metallurgist, but does that work with like everything? Like you get like gold hot enough, it'll actually self-combust and then burn itself out? Because I think that that's a prerequisite in something being flammable, right? Is that it can then ignite. It can ignite and actually burn out itself, or burn from itself. So I don't believe that that's true, but I don't know, because again, I'm not a chemist or metallurgist, or a whatever. I might try. I do dabble in alchemy. Light fluid evaporates also. Okay, it's gone now. Right? Nearly? No, there's still residue. That took ages. I've gotten a lot of isopropyl on me, so like one single spray at this point. Still wet. But it's most of the way to dried out now. I don't think that is explained by the temperature differential, probably. Still moist there. It's not a perfect experiment. That's for sure. But I think Porninator is probably right on this one. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Not a lot, just get the residue off my hands, then use soap and water. Do it a lot. I use also after handling resin prints from the rent. Yeah. Yeah, that's something that I would be happy to do
what Mark just suggested. Like I get it on my hand. I will actually just basically like use isopropyl on a kitchen towel, rub my hands down, and just carry on working. Which is probably maybe not. It's not the thing to do, especially not if I'm breaking down acrylic particles on my hands with isopropyl. If the isopropyl is absorbing. Evaporates quickly, leaves surface squeaky clean. Isopropyl alcohol. No. So there's this terrible like resolution. Alcohol, also known as IPA, all-purpose cleaning design. Adhesive application of isopropyl alcohol is the solvent of choice for the final preparation, cleaning and degreasing of all substances prior to adhesive bonding. In addition, it is useful for cleaning of many uncured adhesives and resins. Cleaning applications excellent for removal of fluid, fluxes, light oils. This is such bad resolution. Yeah, it's got a fourth warning on there. Let me get mine. Right, first of all, this one only really lists like, you know, irritation, respiratory irritation. Mind you, we've learnt from this actually that these labels tell you kind of like the most, how to say it, like the things you need to know maybe are on this. What you might want to know is not necessarily in these labels. It does require investigation. I believe maybe now that we're talking about it, it was probably Gav, being as he's our local chemistry information bank, who warned us of isopropyl. And if it was Gav who warned us of isopropyl and getting it on our skin, we should probably just listen to him. Okay, we're learning this. Okay, we know this. So whereas obviously like you see these labels, that and that, you really don't want to get stuff with those labels on your skin. You really don't want to get those kind of labels on your skin. What's confusing is that they've mixed up the exclamation mark and the flammable. That flame should be there for highly flammable, and that exclamation mark should be there for harmful. That's when it's like breathing this shit in is gonna literally like tear the insides of you apart. This is like, don't get it in the water because it will kill the fish and the plants. And that means obviously it'll set shit on fire, and it's just generally dangerous. Yeah, only for immediate safety purposes only, for the most part, but also the chemicals in it. Yeah. What was I getting up for? I know. I realised that was still open. Everybody dance now. Dance party. Keep away from heat, hot surfaces, sparks, open flames and other ignition sources. No smoking. Wash skin thoroughly after handling. Do not breathe vapours. Wear protective gloves. If on skin, take off immediately all contaminated clothing. Rinse skin with water. Okay, there you go. Wear protective gloves. Do not breathe vapours. If on skin or hair, take off immediately all contaminated clothing. Rinse skin with water. If inhaled, remove person to fresh air and keep comfortable for breathing. If in eyes, rinse cautiously with water for several minutes. Remove contact lenses if present and easy to do so. Continue rinsing. In case of fire, use alcohol-resistant foam or dry powder to extinguish. Store in a well-ventilated place. Keep container tightly closed. Keep cool. Dispose of contents contained to a licensed waste disposal contractor. Empty containers may contain residual product vapours. Do not cut or weld on or near empty containers. Or full ones, I would suggest. But I guess people can decide on how much idiocracy needs to be catered for when it comes to these labels. But on that note, I'm going to go and wash my hands with soap and water. Enjoy your dancing. I shall maybe dance a little bit whilst I wash my hands to join in. But you'll have to imagine it. That will have to do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. That'll do. That is an amazing set of emotes. That dancing sausage dog is pretty impressive. That's amazing. And is that a dancing squirrel? Squirrel! I keep on meaning to do work on my emotes. And then I don't. And then people come in here with all their fancy dancing emotes. Or whatever emotes, you know. Like, we don't have a laughing emote. All we have is me doing a stupid face. And people love it. I appreciate that. But what we clearly need is more emotes. You know. Right. It's paint. Meant to be painting. I think that was the idea. I think that's why I turned the stream on. Works so well in the techno streams. So I appreciate you using my emotes elsewhere, guys. It's actually a good way to sort of like occasionally get a follower. Occasionally you will get someone who will follow just purely, you know, out of having seen an emote that they like. No, I do. And then I'll open up Twitch and I'll be like, who the hell are all these people I'm following? I don't remember following them. Who are they? I've never watched this stream before. And I totally forget that I follow people because of emotes sometimes. Um, this is filthy. I have to deal with it. I'm sorry, you're going to have to get muted. I'm going to have to get the vacuum out before I actually start painting. Constant delays. Confusion and delay. I've forgotten already. It's one of those... I haven't had my mushroom tincture today. That's probably what that is. I keep on getting up and being like, what the fuck did I get up for? Just like I used to do. Vacuum. And actually, now that I've got up and remembered that, I'm going to go and smash some mushroom tincture down my face. Hopefully have a slightly more like coherent stream as a result. Okay. Okay. Hey, Dave.
Okay. Have you done a pre-fit? Have you done a pre-fit to find out whether or not it all kind of goes together in the parts that you've sub-assembled it? You've got it in the sub-assemblies you've got it in? Like, will it go together nice and easy once you pull those off of your mounts or whatever? Gotta angle this down a little bit. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. Okay. Okay, now I'm in knots, so let's sort out the knots. Then that hopefully will be the last thing we need to fucking sort out to get on with things. Okay. Front purity seal robe. It's got like a whole robe of purity seals, or just a. Can't remember what it even looks like as a miniature. Power fist, right? With like a combi bolter built into it or something. Trying to think. I can picture his face now. That sounds like. Yeah, good. Got two power fists. One up in the air and the other one pointing. I think, right? Okay, yeah, two power fists. Both with underslung combis. Been a while. Been a while. Oh, that's 420. Yeah, okay, not combi bolters. Just underslung bolters. I got the model, in fact. Oh, shit. Yeah. You wouldn't need to break it down any more than that, I wouldn't say. Yeah, you shouldn't need to break it down any more than that to get to everything. But that's certainly the things I would want off him if I was going to paint him really nicely first. Yeah. Yeah, well, I suppose, yeah. Although a Primarch should be a lot bigger. Primarch should be, what, like... What, 10, 11 foot tall or something like that? Is that right? Must be at least 11 feet. Because hold on, like Primaris are like. Primaris like 9-10 feet. Surprised at the height of the miniature. I always thought Calgar was the same height, or if not closer, as the height of Gilliman. No, yeah, Gilliman should definitely be like. Gilliman should be at least a half head to a whole head taller than Calgar, really, in my mind. But I might be a bit off there because he is his second in command, isn't he? But oh. Cool, those CBD vapes. Do hit you. Oh, a little bit damp by the looks things. Oh, you're still working on this masterpiece, huh? Yeah, I mean, a bunch of stuff had to be thrown in front of it. And SirBananaWanana was very graceful, and you know, he didn't sort of. It's not a miniature that he's desperate for gaming or anything. It's really like feels a lot like he's just paying me to paint something that ends up looking badass that he's going to love, and that's like even possessing the miniature didn't seem to be a bother with the Blood Angel. He's like, nah, just keep it in the cabinet. I thought there was a suggestion to give it away to stream, and I think at one point, and I was like, no. My stream doesn't give me enough money for me to be giving that Blood Angel away. No fucking way. No chance. So, this had to be put to one side. And now we're back on it finally. It's a red gem right here, isn't it? Are you wobbling? Is there a wobble on the camera? Am I imagining that? Sus. Yeah, it's very cool. It is very cool to be painting something which elicits the kind of
nostalgic response in me. It's quite a thing to be doing that. And if it comes out nicely, obviously it'll be, you know, it will be something that will be very appreciated in the 40k crowd, I would have thought. Yeah, we ended up like taking off the this is a hand sculpt. So I don't know if you were there for when we did this. This is a there was one of these here, and I've kind of like done my best attempt at resculpting one there. We took off the wings and blood drop, the Blood Angel's insignia, so that we can just do a transfer here, and we've added on gems here too. So these were other things that kind of like slowed the process down. But it will be a lot closer now to the original box art in terms of the way it will look, and a little bit more recognizable as a result. But yeah, there's a lot of work to do. Thanks. Thank you. Cheers, dude. I mean, it's there's a lot to do still. There's a hell of a lot that it's got to go through. By the time, I mean, like, hopefully, if it all looks as good as this lower right leg is looking, by the time I'm done with it, obviously, like, yeah, it'll be something really gorgeous to look at if if we can do that. We've already done the face and we've already done the backpack, and they're both looking really nice. So yeah, I'm going to sort of push to try and finish this part of the miniature for the end of this week. Starting tomorrow, throughout the weekend, we'll push really hard to get this model done. There's a big piece of paint back there. There you go. It's definitely a project. I'd like to get all of like the projects that I kind of need to get done before I end up moving. Just so I'm not moving with like all these projects that, especially like the half-starred ones. I just realised that needs quite a bit of cleanup there, doesn't it? We're going to need to put some thick paint on it. But yeah, we're going to need to we need to finish a bunch of projects so that they're not really in a half-stage completion for when we do move, because the move could damage such things, basically. So the ones that we've got in a state of half completion is this one, is Gabs, and it's 2 of Rao's, and I guess Irons isn't really, it's not been primed yet, but I'd quite like to get that done because it's quite, the resin it's printed on is quite fragile. Thanks, man. Thank you. Well done, you. Yeah, we're not there yet. We've still got a lot to do. Still got to keep working at everything. It would be nice to have this good enough to enter into a golden demon. That it would be. Not that I intend to do that with it, but at the same time, if it's good enough, it would be silly not to, I think.
Still a slight divot there that bothers me. Try and fill it again. Yeah. We'll put a dot of gloss varnish there. Yeah, bothers me. Oh shit, I don't fucking have YouTube chat open. I don't think I've missed anything, but I've no idea. I probably have. I've no idea. There have been some viewers. Nugmat says hello. Hey Matt. Nugmat's the only person. Thanks, dude, for coming in and watching on there as well. Pop that out and get that on a screen. There you go. Why does it show us on a Be Right Back page? Oh, okay, I see. I understand. Cool. Oh no. Was it really, really difficult? Was it a real pain in the ass? Yeah. Yeah. Slight regret having this guy in full pieces. There's a couple of bits I would have liked to have, like, maybe been able to, I don't know, but it's fine. Hold on. It's going to need more than that. There you go. See how that does. Need some more still. Just gonna try brushing a blob on. Yeah, but looking at the model, I'm probably going to have to peel some stuff off. I'm not going to be able to get near his back or lower body with his vortex of books. 10:35 a.m. What's 10:35 a.m.? Is that the time for you right now? I would say it is. Ah, I see. Good morning, sir. Dave, the wrong chat. I thought it might be. It's fine. Probably not, but I would say, like, just try and, like, really test yourself to see what you can catch without pulling things apart with him, and what you can't get to, as long as it's black, it won't matter. As a general rule with almost everything. As long as it's just a gaming piece, kinda. Like, you know, it doesn't matter. If you can't get to it with the brush, the human eye will struggle to look at it. So as long as it's black, it won't matter. Because it'll be hidden. Basically, amongst all of the other things that you paint, which will pop out and people will look at. So don't worry about it. As long as it can be black, don't worry about it. Looking at the model now, his books are going to have to go, unfortunately, because I have to get his lower body and stuff. Right. I can't think what it's like as a model. Porninator.
I just finished my decaf, dude. I'm gonna have some protein shake as some sort of, I don't know, protest shake is what I'm having. Yeah, I had a decaf earlier, but I had I've had one caffeinated coffee, one decaffeinated coffee, both of which were double espressos. Ah, it's no good. Those energy drinks are full of crap, most of them. There are some better ones coming out on the market, but they're so expensive. What, decaf? Well, it's not uncaffeinated. It's not uncaffeinated. It's just decaffeinated. Which is to say that there's still caffeine in decaffeinated things. Just a largely reduced amount. But I'm hypersensitive to coffee, so I can't have a coffee at like 4 o'clock in the evening most of the times and be alright most of the times. It just depends on the day and what I've been up to. I kind of can do that and still sleep okay, but it's not the best sleep. It never is. It's always better when you haven't had caffeine after 2 p.m. So, or like lots of caffeine. And because I love coffee, there is a point, isn't there? Hey, I just figure if there's poop in there and it comes out, then, you know, it's fine. Not meant to keep it, Dave. Yeah, it's like, the other thing is that, like, out of that espresso machine, arguably, when I get, like, the basic bitch coffee from, like, Lidl and the decaffeinated Lavazza, or Lavazza, the decaffeinated Lavazza is better. It's just a nicer coffee. But also, I think we talked about this before, is that coffee, decaf coffee is actually healthier for you as well. Like, as long as it's not like the old way that they used to do it. Like, the old way they used to decaffeinate coffee, I think, like, made it poisonous or carcinogenic or something. So that wasn't so great. Really mad, the story of that. Really mad. Can't remember how it goes exactly. Right. I'm sure it is. I'm certain, even more so, Porninator, that if you don't poop, it's bad for you. Don't know why I'm doing that. Pretty sure it's bad for you if you. Oh my god, I needed that. That's what Elvis says. Oh shit. Yeah, but you know, it's a bit different when all you drink is Coca-Cola and all you eat is Borgiers, and like the Coca-Cola you're drinking is full of cocaine, and you know, and then you're putting loads of cocaine up your nose as well because you're Elvis, and everything else that like the Presley family like to deny. Shitty situations. Fuck's sake. Okay. Oh, no, it's a diarrhea situation. See what I did there? Sorry, was that a bit weird? That probably felt a little bit weird for you guys too, because it felt weird for me. I did need something. It's not the thing to do, is it though? Like to be. I haven't eaten anything apart from a banana, and I go and have a fucking protein shake. I guess it's worse things. I guess because just like consumed a load of sugar or something. You're still not laughing? What? I don't know. About what? I end up getting really serious again for a second. Sorry about that. Are you not laughing? You. How dare you? Laugh, damn it. Laugh at my jokes. Oh, no laugh at jokes. I did a joke? You are a joke. I want to do a freehand on his back, on his, what are we calling it? Robe. I want to do a freehand on his robe, but then when I think about it, I'm like, there's no robe on the artwork. That's the first thing that my brain does. My brain goes, yeah, but there's none on the artwork, so why bother? But then I'm like, yeah, but he does have a robe. And if that captain on that artwork were to have a robe, he'd have an awesome Blood Angel symbol on the robe, wouldn't he? Fair assessment? Didn't even do anything, and the light wants to fall on me. I'm in danger. I'm in danger. Or a picture of SpongeBob SquarePants. Look, it's your call, dude. If you want to freehand a SpongeBob on his cloak, then that's what we'll do. I don't think a SpongeBob freehand would come out that great on it, I'll be honest. I've never freehanded SpongeBob before either. That's such a shit excuse. Is that confirmed? That's confirmed. SpongeBob on his cape. Okay, cool. Robe, not cape. Not cape. He's not wearing a cape. I've gotten some different yellows out to do some of the yellow work with. I decided that the yellows that I was working with weren't really what I wanted. So that's a shame. No, I just don't think SpongeBob would go. It'd clash or something, I don't know. I'm making it up really. I was thinking about probably using all of these.
maybe going up from like a warm yellow up through a medium, through a cold, and then up to ice yellow. I think we might do that. But we're going to still work on reds mostly today. But we want to do the flames here. And we want to do the gem. That's going to need just a little bit more. It's pretty close to leveling out by the looks of things. But we do have to keep giving it a little tiny bit of varnish until it smooths out. That shoulder pad is smooth enough, I think, now to where we can like carry on painting over it, and I think as long as I give it a couple more nice layers of something, which I intend to, that should be completely smooth. The back of the left leg needs a lot of work, even though it's semi-hidden. Just a lot to do, isn't there? But it's all good. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. That's something that didn't think I'd ever say that about painting Space Marine, but I could just enjoy painting in general now. I've sort of gotten over things like that. Like, it's like sometimes the Signum models are really challenging and sometimes they're not. And I've just kind of gotten used to that now. And it's like whatever it is on my desk. It's fun. Pretty much. I feel that way. That's a good space to be in. I'm going to have to mute Cryo. I will leave a lurk. He's doing some wonderful work. Really, really phenomenal stuff he's doing. Okay. Be really. Just excuse me. What do you reckon about a freehand on the banner? SirBananaWanana. I'm thinking just like a nice Blood Angels. Wings and drop, maybe. The only concern is I could fuck it up. Could fuck it up. It's the sort of thing that, like, I probably struggled the most with in the past as well. Like, the idea of doing, like, a freehand over folded fabric. Whenever I want to do it, or I consider doing it, if that happens, you can cover it up with SpongeBob. Cool, okay, good. We'll give it a go. I think, like, what I might do is I might, like, get a transfer and, like, just fold it until it's the same shape and then use it as my reference. Or I could hand draw it, actually. That's a lot easier. It's just to hand draw a little, like, Blood Angels symbol on a piece of paper. The one, like, what I want to do here. Cut it to about the shape and size of this. And then fold it. And then I'd have a great reference. That would work fine. Yeah. Yeah, actually. And could even, like, colour it a little bit. It's the sort of thing you could do on, like, a 3D software program as well, couldn't you?
if you're any good with one.
What category are we in? We're still in just chat. That's fine then. Thanks for an air. Cheers, dude. Thank you very much. Cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that. There's a little part of me is like thinking like red flames as well coming up from the bottom. And then like the blood angel symbol up here or something. I feel like I actually need to like look at some references. Somebody's done that, right? Somebody's put like, it's like, where would you best position it? I can imagine it being like down at the bottom. And then the flames wouldn't necessarily work, would they? Thanks, dude, yeah. Yeah, okay. No to the flames. Good shout. Yeah, because then positioning isn't really a struggle. It does, and then it just immediately makes sense for that freehand to sort of be at the lower end. So it'd still be covered up a bit by like this. You'd probably come up to like there or something. Maybe. Are we doing it black as well? Like black with a gold and then red blood drop? Or I feel like it's a non-metallic gold freehand eagle wings with a blood drop. That's what we, right? Change our category in a moment. Do some actual painting. But purple? I think that would clash with the red. I think it's either pretty much gotta be green or yellow or red or black with this lad. See, that's a point, is it? They have some green gems, don't they? They got a green gem on it. He's got a green gem on his chest. This lad's got a skull, so we're sculling him on his chest anyway. But on his leg, is that a green gem? It's a green gem, isn't it? Is it? It's hard to tell, isn't it? That's green to me. Very dark green, right? But for some reason in my head, this would be red. I get too busy though. Oh, purple. You were talking about purple for the actual cloth material. Yeah, I think it would clash too much. We could do it white. Is the other color we could do it. But I think black with a gold, with a non-metallic gold eagle logo. Eagle logo. Fuck's sake. It's a. Let's get the fucking word for it right. It's a blood angel, Akia, isn't it? There's probably a word for that in the lore. The specific blood angel, Akia. A killer? Akia? I say killer, I just think of like that like grime artist or whatever he is. Black with a white logo, and the braiding could be white as well. Braiding, you mean like a border trim? Oh, sorry. Oh, you didn't really see it wobble all that much because you've got this massive. Then are we doing this a red gem? Maybe we should look at Darren's interpretation again. See how Darren tackled that. They almost look like they could be black gems, you know? Like, I kind of want to, like, take the crop off of this for a second. So he's got a blue gem. That's green, though, isn't it? It's dark, but it's green, I think, to me. We're going to have to, like, really actually open this up a lot. Yeah. There's maybe a hint. We have to check. We'll have to check. No, hey, have to do. Be right back. No worries. Braid on his chest. Oh, the braid on his chest. Do you mean the rope? What do you mean the braid? Is that the name for it? Oh. No, that won't work. Sorry. I wasn't like deliberately doing that as if I was raving or something. Okay, cool. Yeah, the rope. Um, I'm thinking gold on gold with the braid on top of the chest, Aquila. Stick a few more on the screen. And the shoulder. Was so a white blood angels. Yeah, white with a red dot could work on the shoulder pad quite nicely, I would say. So my suggestion would be non-metallic, like either white on black on the robe. So white Aquila on black with a red blood drop would work. Or non-metallic gold on black with a red blood drop would be the other way I would probably suggest going with the robe. And yeah, for the shoulder pad, it would either be black or white with a red blood drop, I think. But probably white on yellow with a, like, would probably be best. White on black, please, for the robe, yeah? Black on the shoulder, yeah? Okay. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I mean, yellow and black always works so well. So, and that whole section is kind of like yellows and blacks, really, isn't it? So, yeah. Okay, cool. So, black on yellow, red blood drop. Yeah. And red blood drop on both. But white on black on that robe. And are you alright with gold on gold? Or we could do it like white-ish rope. Be off-white, like kind of cream. But it kind of... We could do it white. We could do those white. It would be maybe interesting to see. What they would look like once everything else was done white. But cool. Okay, so we've got white on black on there and black on yellow on there. Sorted. I think that'll look good. I am tempted by a little border, but I say we get the white on black on there and see how it looks after that. Off-white, same as the skull and his knee might tie together nicely. Yeah, okay, yeah. For whatever reason, I think it needs to be ever so slightly warmer than that skull. Like a hay colour. Like off-white hay, as opposed to off-white skull kind of bone. If you know what I mean. Like sort of, I definitely feel like the rope would want to be warmer than the skull. Just a touch. Where like, say the middle tone even could be something slightly darker than ice yellow. And then obviously, like, yeah, it would be very near white if that's near the middle tone a bit. Something like that. I think that's fine. I think we've got it pretty much. Me no colour well. Me ugh. Me like Splash Marine with single eyeball. Right, we better fucking paint some of this before I have to go rock climbing. And make it sound like a chore. That I'm going rock climbing. It's not at all. I'm thoroughly looking forward to it, but I should have spoke beforehand. I'm sure I'll regret that a little bit. I'll just have to get super hyped about it, which I probably will, to be fair. Probably get pretty excited once I'm on the tram. Okay. I was thinking about a fresh palette. I might switch to a fresh palette. Me no colorway.
No. Right. Let's work from here down here so that when you... I want to sort of like just work across at this low section. So let's just do that for a while. Oh. Boom, 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 boom. But anyhow, do, do, boom. Hoi. Whoa. It's an exploder. Oh, good Lord. Okay. Don't even know if that's really been in there mixing whilst I was shaking it. So I'm just going to take that away. Me no colour well. Oh, fuck me, that's fucking... Needs some shaking. Might come back after rock climbing tonight. Do a late stream. Quite possibly. Right, it's time to smooth this area out. That's why you should only really pick up the amount of paint that you need. And what I was just doing there is sort of an example of what you have to do if you don't. Really. Oh, look at that. I think we can get away with that once that's fully dried. Which is it's not far away from. I think. It's so close to being perfectly flat now, that area is.
Is that good? Good. Yeah, trying to get through it, you know. Let's get some more orange on there. Probably might as well get some more of the red that we're using as well. No point fighting things. No point fighting paint on the palette. Tidy these paints up a little bit in here. Right, fuck that paint. This is a jewel of the acrylic. We're gonna fuck this paint up. I'm gonna show this paint who's boss. Right. Needs a little bit of smoothing down, maybe, but it's quite nice looking. Starting to look pretty good on camera. Give it some edge highlights and we'll see where it's at. Guys, boss, cheers, dude. Nicely loaded. Could have been
Right. Okay, so there's still a tiny bit there. Okay, let's work on his, like, sort of these areas here for a bit. Maybe work on this here. Well, thank you for the follow. Welcome in, Nova Ninja. I hope you're having a wonderful day. What do you do to paint? You collect. So I'll probably just fill in all of the black areas here with this dark grey, which will slightly smooth out the really rough work that we've done here. If we give it a wash of black, once we're done doing this, it should be nice and smooth. And we should then be able to come in with, like, just highlights. I was talking to you about Fallout Skirmish game in Jimmy's stream today. Oh, nice. Cool. Sorry, I'm terrible with... See, so many names. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a good stream, Jimmy's stream, isn't it? It's one of the things that kind of... It was one of my first introductions to Twitch. Jimmy's a good mate. Love Jimmy. He's a good lad. But, yeah, we got to play it. That's why I actually have, like, some of the miniatures from the new release. Oh, apparently I started to open them. Oh no, I have opened them. Got the Operators Raider faction, who all look very cool. I did some painting for Modiphius recently, actually, which was lucky of me. I've got a few other things. That's why the box is absolutely packed.
But yeah, the quality of the plastic. Really nice kit. So, some stage got to get them painted up. Yeah. Are they the same sprue? No, they're different sprues. Some cool heads. Some real classic Fallout weaponry. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Jimmy Shroom's good. Yeah, it is. Yee. Yee, they know what they're doing. That's for sure. I've also got, like, a bottle and the cappy. Which are, they were a bit just, they were a bit of fun, and they, I might paint one of these bottles up and give them away, maybe, because I ended up with two somehow. Yeah, cappy and bottle and cappy. Good fun. So yeah, no, I'm really into Modiphius and what they're doing, and it's really nice to be working for them. Painting their miniatures so far has been nothing but a joy. Sculptor is really good. Production quality is like drastically going to increase with more plastic production, I'm sure. But to be honest, I never really had a problem with any of their resin either. I always thought their resin was really good. I heard mixed things, I think, but personally never, like the Frank Horrigan for Rao required a fair bit of cleanup. That was the only one that really needed some cleanup that I've had. It's not really space for bottle and cappy in here. There's space for cappy. I might keep the bottles out. It feels like it's pressing up a little bit too much against the plastic. But yeah, I've been lucky enough to sort of see and play the Fallout Factions game, and it's fun. It's easy. Compared to Wasteland Warfare, which is a very, like, I would say that it's as near enough as you can get to creating a tabletop game that simulates the computer game that it's based off of. Like, they have sort of, from what I feel when I read the rules, it looks like they've almost gone through the back end of the coding of how Fallout plays. And like, so, but there's introductory levels that you can play in. I found it a bit of a struggle on my own, but then I'm quite dyslexic, and it's always better to sort of sit down and read the rules and maybe play them through yourself at home, which was what my plan was, and I never got to doing it. So if I'd have done that with Wasteland Warfare at the meetup, once Pixie was gone, because Pixie had figured out the rules. She had learnt all the rules and was basically running our game for us, which was amazing. Because none of us had really gotten around to actually learning Wasteland Warfare ourselves. And then when Pixie left and Jimmy and everyone else, and it was just me and Mike Moans, we struggled. We really struggled with the rules. But it's because we hadn't done any prep, really, basically. So that's on us. But from reading it after that meetup, and I read through the rules a bit, I was like, wow, they've really they're covering every like mechanic in the game that's going on that I could think would be going on in the background of the actual game, almost, that's like relevant to you as a player. In Factions, you can use all the Fallout figures Modiphius have for Fallout Factions. Yeah, so basically you have Fallout Wasteland Warfare and Fallout Factions. Those are the two games that I'm aware of. There's also like the RPG as well, right? So you can play the RPG. They do have like a role play game set for it too. Fallout Wasteland Warfare is meant to be able to enable someone to play all-out wars, as well as really facilitate as much RP as you might want as well in between, without like giving you like actual rules on how to RP, if that makes sense. And Wasteland Warfare, all of the models that have come out until Factions came out for Fallout, you can play in that. So Wasteland Warfare is like the comprehensive Fallout game that I like, as far as I see at the moment. Fallout Factions, when it's being released, on release I was told it would be just 3 factions that would be available in Fallout Factions, which are all raider gangs. I heard a rumour that Brotherhood of Steel are already being worked up for it. Some simple. All I want to do is pit raiders against Brotherhood with some simple rules. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that. And so like my question was, is are Enclave coming to Fallout Factions? Because I'm an Enclave like collector most of all at the moment. Although I can see that changing, but at the moment, like I'm an Enclave lad, and I just would love to play like a super simple, like boiled down skirmish, 20-minute, half-hour game. Like Factions, having played it, is great. It's so much fun. It's super simple. Like it's a way to like play a tabletop skirmish game in the world, and it feels like you're in Fallout. It's great. But I don't think I wouldn't be surprised if Brotherhood are very closely follow the release. I don't think it's been released. I think they delayed their release. I'm not sure if it's actually been... No, it has been released. I'm getting confused between Fallout London, the giant game-sized mod for Fallout 4. So not to get confused with that. I don't want to get confused with that. Don't want to confuse everyone. Sorry about that. But yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I know. But I can't... I can't say any more than that, because I don't really know more than that. But from what I understand, the plan is, on Modifius' side, is to, put as many factions into it as possible, basically. Without, whilst keeping it a game that works and plays well. Which basically I think is going to take them time to look through each faction, because they're very good at thematic rule making. From having read a bit of the rules of Wasteland Warfare, their rule writing is very when you read a rule, you go, that fucking makes sense. That's perfect, kind of thing in a way. You kind of read a rule and you go, that makes so much sense for it to be in this universe, in this rule set. So I think that my suspicion is we'll see all the factions, probably aside from Wasteland Critters, being made available in factions. I think that's how that'll run. But I think we'll be looking at for the rules to be written and then thoroughly play tested against the other factions, it'll take a month probably per faction. I can imagine if it's just one person having to do all of that. I don't know. I know they're not a really super big company, so I have no idea how quickly they're going to turn around different factions. But the aim is, they definitely said at the meetup, the aim was to get as many factions in as possible, whilst keeping the game playable and not bloated. But they want people to be able to enjoy their favourite factions in it, basically. I mean, it makes sense, They want people to be able to use their miniatures in factions. So,
So yeah, I'm like dead excited to actually get my hands on the full game, to be fair, but I am obviously super excited to hear more news about other factions coming out in it, because no news of Enclave as of yet. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Brotherhood is probably one of the first factions that gets sort of expanded out into the game. Do they have a big writing team, research team who reach all this stuff, all this for the tabletop? I think they're a very small company in reality. I don't think they're massive. That they're sort of. There's a lot of people there who I think spin many plates, maybe almost to a degree, or not necessarily spin many plates, but more that like you'll have someone handling a department and they're the only fucking person doing it. Like they're on their own handling that department because they just don't have the kind of resources that like GW have to have massive writing teams. So obviously one of the things they're blessed with is franchises which have really good writing already behind them, right? Like Fallout, Skyrim, some really good writing already that's sort of been well established. I didn't want to do that. But for rules writing, no, it's just like, I think it's just like maybe one or two people, I think I might be wrong, but I think the guy who they've either contracted in or they've managed to get working with, the guy who used to work for Games Workshop, who's responsible for like the what's it, Titanicus, and like those because there was basically the guy that like GW like treated like garbage, who has arguably written their best rule sets for the last 20 years, basically got treated like such garbage that he like quit, or they fired him or something even. It was so fucked up. Like the story of that guy is so like with GW and the way they treated him was like, I know that's how that is because I've fucking seen it myself. They are the HR department and like the actual like corporation as a company treating you as a single employee they will treat you like garbage. I've been there, I've done that. So his story doesn't surprise me, but it's still so shockingly bad. Like his story's worse than mine because it involves like other stuff, but like it's at least as bad as mine. Like, but he's the guy I think behind Factions, which is why it's such a playable game. I think that's why it plays so well. Is because he's largely behind the rule set, I think, and he's just a phenomenal games writer. Like his rule sets show that he is phenomenally talented and skilled and learned in his field of choice. And like I'm glad that GW lost him so that someone like that can work with Modifius, to be honest. That's great. That's nothing but music to my ears in a way. In the end, in the long run, I guess hopefully he feels the same way. I'm sure. I reckon he probably does. There's not many people who leave GW who don't end up being like, thank fuck for that. Got him out of there. That's not to say that there aren't loads of people there who do enjoy having the job there and enjoy working there. I don't want to be like a big, like, Anyway, but no, I don't think so. I think that whoever originally was doing the writing was more or less like trying to figure out how to transpose the game onto the tabletop. Like Wasteland Warfare to me is more or less like someone transposing into rules that you can play on the tabletop onto the tabletop. That's what that is. Whereas
Factions is a tabletop skirmish game written by one of the best rules writers of a generation. And that's not even, that's like not even an exaggeration. Like, that dude wrote, without question, like the best rule sets that GW's come out with in the last 10 years, that's for sure. Like, there's no question about that. But you could arguably say the last 20 years, probably. So maybe the best rules writer of a generation is not a stretch. And it just played great. You know, like like, we had someone there helping us through it. But like, after turn 2, it was like, oh, I fucking know what I'm doing here. Like, you know, I know what I'm doing here, and I know what I want to do. I'm just saying, I beat Jimmy. Let's just put it. This, you know, let's not beat around the bush. Jimmy got an absolute hammering. Oh ho ho! So obviously I love the game, you know. I got to beat Jimmy. I got to beat him at something. You know, I think it's exactly like Jimmy said, much like Signum. You know, Modifius are a very small operation, and they obviously are all very highly productive. Frankly, from all of them that I've met, you know, they're all just exemplary. Really, they're just really top people. Like, it's not a surprise that they're able to, like, take on the amount of work that they do, because they're just sort of really, you can tell they're all driven and, like, smart, you know. Let's give this a wash. So yeah, pretty sure that's correct. That what's his name? I'm terrible with names, and I feel bad that I don't know the guy's name. But the guy who was involved in, or not involved in, but the guy who wrote the Titanicus rule set, basically, along with a bunch of others from a similar time frame. I think he might have been involved in Warcry. So yeah, it's a smirt dude, very smirt. Do 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 do. I'll take that. I'll take that to the bank. I think pretty much that's. Oh God, maybe one more application. Is it necessary? It's so nearly smooth. It's not quite, is it? But I think I'm curious. Throw some paint on it and let it matte up for a moment and see how it comes out. I'm going to eat some dinner. It's been good chatting. No worries. That's a good shout. Yeah, I mean, I'll be gone in like 10 minutes. If everyone's able to stick around till we raid out, that would be amazing. But if you can't, that's fair enough. And I appreciate you coming, and thanks a lot for the follow and chatting. Definitely. Much appreciated. Yeah, I'm going to eat a bunch of oysters. I got a deal on some oysters yesterday. I got, what did I get? I was going for like 6. There's something like 6 for a tenner now. They've really gone up in price. But he did me 8 for a tenner, I think. So that'll be really good fuel for going to rock climbing. Is a bunch of, and so easy to eat and quick and simple. So that's what I'm gonna do. Raw. Cool. Nice. wonder whether or not a blue one would actually look really good there or not. Because he doesn't have the blue one on his chest. Which I know that we were deciding might be green, but it might also just be black grey on the actual, like, middle box art that we've got the full Space Marine on. That could be blue, it could be green, it could be grey. It's sort of a grayscale, really. The one on the actual box art that was used, which is a slightly different variation, where most of the Power Fist is red. The gem on the chest, the teardrop gem, blood drop gem, is blue. And on neither of them is it really 100% clear what colour this is either. That's the other thing. Painting miniatures on a train, yeah. Fucking hell, wow. Hi, Gav. Welcome in. Gav's found a new entrance. A new... That's totally different, dude. Hold on, aren't you contractually obligated to do the, to do whatever your usual is before you actually say anything? What is it that you usually do? I'm Thomas the Tank Engine now. There you go. There it is. There it is. now that that's played, we know it's really Gav. Because it could have been anyone just clicking on the buttons, you know. Could have been his girlfriend just suddenly got onto his computer or something. And contractually obligated. It's good to see you, dude. How's your day going so far? A bit of careless whisper. Love that type. Yeah, Carlos. The Carlos whisper. I know. In the end, that was one of those things where it's like, yeah, fine. I'll leave that. I think that's how that went. Unless it was me just not noticing. It's entirely possible that I just didn't notice. And we're going to drive again. As Visa got me walking. Seriously. Fucking hell. If they've got you walking, dude. Mind you, you also enjoy a bit of exercise, don't you? Sort of preying on people who wouldn't want to get out and walk, really, aren't they, in a way? You know, the old and overweight and disabled, maybe, kind of being targeted there. Maybe maybe ULEZ laws are illegal. I don't know. Just a thought. They might not actually be something even remotely legal. Weird idea, isn't it? There's no ULEZ here in the US. So no alternate. Oh, I'm never gonna drive again. The ULEZ visa got me walking. No, we're never gonna drive again. I don't know, something about like being on cruise control. No, I don't know. There's a whole song there. That's a Weird Al Yankovic style cover. That is right there. What do you reckon? Have I taken it too far? There's no ULEZ. Yeah, no fucking hell. Lucky you guys. Mind you, that being said, pollution in America is something else as well, isn't it? So... Can be. has been known to be. I can't help but think of that like incident of the like trains derailing and causing all that like God, where was that happened? It wasn't even that long ago. In the name of the place always makes me think of somewhere else in the world because it is somewhere else in the world. I'm for it. All the comedy covers. Not where I live, it's not. Killed my lifelong asthma in 48 hours. Beautiful clean air. Yeah. Went from wheezy cripple, taking an inhaler 3 times a day to triathlete on no medication. That doesn't surprise me. I did a little bit of research into this when I was in the pool treatment thing for a bit, because the chloramine gas that kind of sits on the top of a pool when people jump in it, UK pollution is awful. Yeah, man, like it's really, really affected me for a long time. Definitely. Like the air here is pretty good where I am compared to other places in the UK. Yeah, you know, like there's chloramine gas that sits on top of a chlorinated pool. When people jump into it, that's what happens. It's just a byproduct of like biology jumping in a chlorinated water, basically. It's going to happen. It happens less if you give yourself a nice shower at the beginning, to be fair. So that's why people should always shower. Part of the reason why old people should always shower when they jump into a swimming pool that's chlorinated is because if you jump in there with less biological shit on you, basically, less turns into harmful gas on the surface. But so the connection here being is that like breathing in chloramine gases for young people is really bad, potentially really bad. And I was comparing it to like inner city kids and data on stuff like that to sort of see if, you know, which was worse, basically, I guess, ultimately. You know, whether or not if you lived in the country but you went and like swam in a chlorinated pool like twice a week or something like that, you know, what would that be like, kind of thing. Gonna have to go over this all again, I think. That's mad. That is mad. But at the same time, like with my past experience on it, it really doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me at all that that's the case. I had asthma for like a period of my life. How do I get rid of that again? I suppose like the air in Bristol was a lot better than in Birmingham, so maybe like just that time in Bristol might have been one of the things that really helped. I did start cycling a lot as well whilst I was there, so a combination of those two things would probably do it. Not really liking the way that I've done this. You need, mate, is more miniatures on a train. Painting miniatures on a train. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm actually feeling a blue one maybe would not be a bad shout. I'm not 100% on this. It doesn't really pop the way I want it to. At all at the moment.
Blue sounds good, but don't redo it if almost done. Oh, it's only had like a couple of layers of paint. It's near bother. But I shall test something in a second. No, that's not helped. Not anything. That's just highlighted and really brought into view the lack of blend that's actually occurred there. I think blue. Definitely looking at it and just thinking it's going to look so much better with blue. You're right. Yeah, okay, we can talk about it when we get back. Okay, I might not be here. I might have gone. I have to go and meet a friend and go and do some. Well, the plan is to. I make it sound like some giant chore. I'm going to go and see Fisty and do some rock climbing. In like a few minutes. I should have probably already gotten myself off of camera so I can start getting ready. But yeah, it's just gonna look so much fucking better with blue, isn't it? Is that dried yet? Yeah, I think so. Is that the end of that mix? It is, isn't it? It's gonna look better with blue. This is gonna look so much better with blue than it is with a red blood drop there. Don't know if Gav got to hear me say that, but yeah, I am gonna have to disappear. Let me check the time we said. Dick Sword? Where's Dick Sword? There it is. $6:30, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to take you all somewhere. It won't take me long to get ready, but I am off to go and do some rock climbing. My plan is to come back later tonight, though, and carry on doing a little bit more painting. I think is the plan, unless like people convince me to play Helldivers, in which case maybe I end up streaming it. I don't know. But yeah. Okay, I'm pretty sure that Cryo is going to be going for a little bit longer. Should be the case. Right. See what Fist is saying before I press the button. Just make sure that there's no changes of plans. Cool. Cool. Okay, those of us who are joining me in the raid. Save as.
saves that. Open recent documents. Next list. Hey, Kel. I'm afraid we're heading off. I've got to go and shoot off. I'm going to go do some rock climbing for a change. And do some IRL social for a change. Here is the copy pasta for the subs, and for the non-subs, here's the copy pasta for the non-subs. I shall maybe be back tonight. If I'm not back tonight, I'm definitely back tomorrow. Usual time tomorrow, so 5 o'clock is the plan. Yeah, sorry to have to shoot off, but yeah, plans, must do plans. And yeah, I shall catch you all tomorrow. Hopefully, hope to catch you tomorrow, Kel. Love you lots. Question everything. Have fun. Ciao, ciao, ciao. Ciao, ciao. Bye, 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 bye.